Wait. Wait, so what are we talking about?
So I'd say, I guess like being like a person from like a third world country, or like you would say um just like places like that, developing world, like in like first world capitalist Western countries, I guess. That's the idea. And like growing up, and I guess how that's affected our like perspective and stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna like ask questions or how does it work?
Um, I haven't prepared any questions yet. No. I was like,
Because I don't know what to like just talk about. You have to give me a prompt or something.
sure. Um, how about like media, like TV, like what TV shows did you grow up watching and stuff?
Well, in Malaysia, we had like everything. We had Nickelodeon, Disney, Cartoon Network. I actually watched more cartoons, like American cartoons, than most European kids did.
Okay.
Like French kids, they had like French or German cable, whatever cartoons that were like from that country. But in Malaysia, we had everything like imported from other places.
Right. So like that's interesting too. So like I think like in Europe maybe it's more they have their own like indigenous like native like industries to like those areas,
Yeah.
and then like Malaysia it's more like imported. Kind of same here in Canada. Like kind of grew up watching more American cartoons and shows and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
you can
But
watch.
that's normal because like Canada is like so Canada and America are basically the same, you know? Like it's not super different.
Not totally the same.
But like when I tell people like, oh yeah, I watched all of this as a kid growing up in Malaysia, they're like, what? Like, how do you guys even speak English? You know?
Not really. Yeah. Wasn't it a British colony or?
Yeah, it is a British colony. Most people just don't know. They're like, how do you speak English? I'm
So
like, bro.
tell me about Malaysia. Then. Tell me about Malaysia. That's a good.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. Like, do you want to hear my life story?
Sure. The way you said, do you want to hear my life story?
I don't know.
Sure, yeah. Um,
I mean, like it kind of gives you a perspective and then you can like ask me stuff based on that. Yeah, so I was born in Malaysia, but literally I was born there and then we moved immediately. Like we just went there for me to like be born, then we moved immediately.
sure, yeah.
And we were in Indonesia
So yeah,
and then Philippines and then we moved to Paris.
they move because of
Or
their job, or
what?
sorry to interrupt. Did they move? Did they move because of their job, or?
Yeah, my dad like moved a lot because of his job. So yeah, we'd always try like we'd always move every couple of years. I'd be in like a new country. Um, yeah, so in Paris, I was like 4 till I was 8, and then I moved. When my parents divorced, I moved back to Malaysia with my mom. And then at 14, I was like, I don't want to live here anymore. So I left and I went to boarding school in Germany. And then after boarding school, I graduated and I came back to Paris to like do college and stuff in fashion. But during the time when I was in boarding school, my dad lived in Romania and Macedonia. So I visited there. And then he also lived in Azerbaijan. So I also visited there when he was.
Well, there. Well,
Yeah. So like I never really like I guess I associate myself with Malaysia because I know the culture and everything. And obviously I grew up with the culture because of my mom. But I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm like if I take you to Malaysia, like I can show you everything, you know. I don't know
yeah.
what's all happening there still.
So
So I feel like a bit like, I don't know, culturally lost. Like I'm just
the
me.
culture disconnected. Not like,
Yeah.
like I feel that. I feel that sense about. Um, I wouldn't say even like abandonment, but it feels more like you're in a maze in a way. and then like like your culture is kind of like a flag at like one end, and then there's like the culture of like where you live, maybe like at the other end, and then
Yeah,
you
and
know
especially growing up, it was like very different to like move between things and then see how my friends' mentalities were in Malaysia versus Europe. Like the attitudes are just like the attitudes of being a teenager
like
is totally
how are they
different.
different? Why are they different?
In Europe or in the West in general,
Like in terms of like maturity, like growing up.
yeah, or just like I don't know what say like most teenagers are like extremely rebellious and like they do whatever they want, they don't give a fuck, and they have the opportunity to do whatever they want, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But in the West, definitely. But in the East, I feel like there are more people who are less chaotic or like less rebellious in a sense. I guess it's just down to culture at the end of the day. I'm not saying that there's no like crazy people. Obviously, like everyone rebels as a teenager, but I feel like it's not as extensive as it is in the West. And that's also why I left Malaysia, because I was like, fuck this place. Like,
you want to be like
my
rebellious every
mom is
day.
like such a strict Asian mom. And I was like, well, not now, but she was like back before when I was a kid, obviously. And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not
And
down.
she was like less not as strict as she was.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely not as strict compared to like really traditional parents, but still too strict compared to what I saw in the West versus what she was making me do, like, or making me live my life. So I was like, I want freedom now. Even though I was really young, I was like 14, but I was like, all these people are doing it. Why can't I? Like, why is it different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Like, I'm trying to relate that too to like growing up like Jamaican here in Canada and stuff like that. The same thing. Like for instance, an example of that is like Halloween, right? Grade one.
Yeah.
My mom was like started going to church or whatever and stuff like that, and like she did not want me at all to like participate in Halloween. She's like, no, don't go to
It's
Halloween.
like
Like
satanic.
it's yeah, it's like Christmas for like it literally said it's Christmas for Satanists, and I'm like, I
Oh
don't
my
know, I don't know
God.
that it's like am I supposed to say it? Like I really don't do it, but like so I went as like a ghost or whatever. It's just literally like bed sheet, like thing that if I whatever. She's like, yeah, like let me like do that. But it was really weird because like when I got to school and everything, it wasn't that big of like a deal to everyone. And not even like a big. It was like everybody else was actually like enjoying themselves, like kind of like having fun. And I was just kind of like, well, at least I got to participate
Did you dress up? No.
participate in the and then that's kind of like the whole like energy and everything like that, and I found
Yeah.
kind of can grow up like that in a way, like being
But did
a
you
childhood
wait, did you
mentor.
wear a costume at the end or no?
Huh?
Did you wear a costume?
I had to
Oh,
wear my costume. I didn't get to go trick or treating though, but I got to
wear a
um
costume.
costume, and I was invited to go trick or treat, and I didn't get to go. So that's
Oh, that's sad. No, I was allowed to do all of that because like, I mean, my parents are not religious like that. Like they were, or like they're slightly religious, but not like, oh, you can't wear a costume for Halloween religious. Yeah.
yeah, man, for real. Like, wait, what religion is like predominant like in Malaysia? Because in
In
Jamaica it's
Malaysia,
Christianity. It's like and
Malaysia is a Muslim country,
I'm not sure.
but like all of it, like the government, everything, it's like Muslim based,
Why?
like
Like,
based on the law. I don't know.
when did that happen?
I
Because
don't
I feel
know.
like that was a
I
problem. Like,
know like
why would it not? Like, when did that happen?
I know, I mean in Malaysia there was like what we call, I think, like Bumi Putra, like the people who were like there first. Um
Aboriginal and Native.
yeah. And then the British brought like the Chinese, the Indians, Indonesians, everyone. So the Muslim community is mostly the Malays, or like I don't know where I don't know if Malays
I
are
like the
like
word comes
uh,
from.
original culture or if they're like Indonesians who came, you know? But yeah, so the Malays are like the majority, and then there's Chinese, and then there's Indians. And some Indians are also Muslim, but my mom was Hindu. Now she's like atheist. She doesn't care anymore.
No, that sucks. My mom
Yeah.
used to be Christian too. I feel that.
And she's an atheist now or
Yeah, it's atheist. Atheist now
Mhm.
for that. That's interesting. So I'm trying to think of like where that could branch off from. Like, um,
Yeah. I don't know, like
so that's interesting too, because that's like classic colonialism in that way. So it actually has like your country also has like a similar, um, maybe even like history and trajectory even that like Canada would have in that sort of way too. So like,
yeah, kind of
yeah.
just with like different nationalities and stuff.
So it's like I kind of feel like I'm gonna go on here or whatever, but I kind of feel um like imperialism's like imperialism is almost like I would say like a strategy or whatever for like most capitalist countries of monarchies any regime like that to kind of like I guess as like a resource gathering solution and everything. So you kind of like break humanity down to like it's like those basic barriers. It's like hunter gatherer, right?
Yeah.
So like the British Empire needs to gather these resources, like luxury resources, like tobacco. They go to North America for sugar for tea or whatever. They go to like my colony, my country, Jamaica, or
Yeah.
whatever. You know, I'm not sure they were going for years, but like like with those resources there, um, you know, and like all over there, and like it got to the point where maybe they need land, so Australia, that.
Yeah.
So
I mean for Australia,
yeah,
that was like by the British, no, not
yeah,
but it was like all the criminals, like they threw them over there.
yeah. It's like the colony, yeah. Like, yeah.
They were like, we don't want you, stay on this island.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He's on land. It's just like, yeah, land or whatever. They're just like, we just, I don't know. Luckily, there's land from these guys, whatever. I guess we put them over here. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, so that means that every single like Australian person is a waste man. I'll say that as like a media personality, fully expecting to get canceled in Sydney.
On
But,
God,
you know,
though.
yo,
It's in
do you have
their
any like do you have
DNA.
any
They're all
Australians you like to say
criminals.
fuck you to? Another runner. Like,
Wait, what? I couldn't hear you. There was like noise in the background.
yeah, I was saying like, do you have any Australians who want to say fuck you to? Another runner.
Wait, I can't hear you.
Nah, it's okay. Never mind. That's being
Do
stupid.
you have headphones? I should put headphones in too, to be honest, because I like the sound quality is really shitty.
Yeah. Um,
Wait, I'm just getting headphones.
I do have headphones. Right?
Have my gamer girl headset.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's all good.
Oh, great. I can't even plug my headphones in.
Hold on, let's do, I think that's me actually. You? Yeah. You mind? Yeah, I will. Just give me a second. You already know shelter lifestyle. Hold
Can you hear me? Test,
on.
test.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
yeah. I don't know. I need to charge these. But
Oh, they're dead.
yeah. Still
Oh,
AirPods though. Still real AirPods. Anyways, Um, what were you saying?
I don't remember.
Uh,
Something about um Australians.
Australians, yeah, I was saying. Yeah, we were just like, yo, fuck Australia. I said like, yo, fuck Australia as a media personality. Yo, do you have any Australians that you want to say fuck you to right now on air? And I'm just like,
Oh.
after whatever you said, I was gonna say like Crocodile Dundee or some weird shit like that. Like, yeah.
Fuck the stingray who killed Steve Irwin. That's the only Australian I have a problem with. Not Steve Irwin, the stingray.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we'd be beefing all stingrays, all marine aqua, like all, all 2018, well 2021. Yeah.
All my homies hate stingrays. Fuck stingrays.
Hey yo, stand by the waterfront, wait for them to pop out. Oh man. Okay. True. Yo, stingrays. All right.
I don't know what, like, also wanted to talk about some stuff about fashion,
Fashion for sure. Yeah.
but I don't know what
Yeah.
specifically.
Um. Okay, so how I was gonna try to connect that was basically like when we were talking about culture and things like that.
Mm,
And actually, a good place I think to do that would have been when you were talking about like the relationship between rebellion and Eastern and Western like teenager seeds or whatever.
yeah,
And then yeah, if you can connect that, like I was going to connect that with fashion and stuff, and how like fashion is like an expression of that, or just generally what you saw, even like that.
yeah.
So um,
I think like one thing I can say about like how
wait,
the
I need that. So the question I want to ask you
yeah.
is how do you think that the way you dress shows what you believe, like personally? Like um you said you believe in like freedom, like liberty, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You say you think like believe in things like I don't know whether you believe in like whether you believe in politically, economically, or whatever. But like basically things like that. Yeah.
I don't really like care for politics. Like I don't pay attention to it.
Yeah. I have to I'm like in the middle of those things.
You good?
Yeah. I have I like I live in like a shelter. I volunteer to take out the garbage. So like
Mm.
um yeah, I mean it's like not technically like um, never mind. Never mind. We do it all uh, uh things to do duties.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I have to do all that shit too. I live alone.
That's true. Damn.
What was I gonna say?
I envy you, bro. Where's your apartment?
What?
So I envy you, bro. Where's your apartment?
You finna dox me on your podcast?
Yeah. Yo, we're gonna be yeah, hacking into Sharmi's OnlyFans account right here live on Elite TV. Um,
Oh my God.
uh, but
Nah, you can't hack my shit. Everything's protected.
I feel bad. We got the McPhee antivirus, Norton antivirus.
Oh nah. I have some other shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, back to like fashion and like different cultures and stuff. How that represents in my style, I don't know. I feel like one thing I really had a problem with growing up is like really developing me as a person. You know what I meant? Like me individually, only me. Because every time I moved, I would have to like meet new people, make new friends, fit in with the like styles and stuff. Like even when I went to boarding school, when I was in Malaysia, like I didn't really care. I dressed however I wanted. Like I was a tomboy. But then I moved to boarding school and everyone was like extremely preppy, like polos. fucking Ralph Lauren head to toe, like
Yeah.
color blocking and shit. And I kind of,
They don't talk about shit about color block, and I stay color blocking.
yeah, but there's
That's what
like a
work uniform.
difference when you're wearing a whole fucking Ralph Lauren set and one is like purple and one is like pink, and then your shoes are like red. Like, calm down. But
Yo, that kid is calm now. Whoever that kid is wearing like
literally my entire school, not one person, just like everyone in my school, I'm calling y'all out. Like, what was y'all wearing?
no, I feel that. I feel that.
But yeah, I kind of like really altered my style because I was like, oh yeah, I want to wear like, I used to be like a scene kid, so I used to wear like goth shit and like emo shit. And then I came to the school and I was like, oh, everyone thinks it's weird, so I had to like fit in to be able to like. I mean, obviously I didn't have to, you know. I feel like I would have made friends regardless, but it's just a thing that you do. And then I kind of just like lost the initial how I was and switched it to something totally different. And then when I moved out again, when I came back to Paris, I was like relearning what I genuinely actually enjoyed in terms of aesthetic and clothing and everything. And like really reteaching myself to be like, yeah, I like this because I like it and not because like blah 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 X, Y, and Z says I like it, you know? So
Yeah,
that's one thing about like being, I don't know, forever moving and stuff that really affected fashion. But then other than that, I think for like I told you I want to do a brand. I think I told you already. I'm not sure.
yeah.
But yeah, for my brand, I feel like that
He did, yeah.
like all the different influences that I saw around. Literally I've been to like 32 countries. So I've seen like everything the world has to offer almost, or like at least culture-wise. Um I feel like that also plays a big part because I get a lot of ideas from things that I've seen in this city or that city, and I'll bring it all together.
Definitely. So like,
But yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still developing like what my key aesthetic is and what I really want to show to the world. And I feel like we're developing every day. Like Virgil Abloh wasn't the same 10 years ago than he is now. I mean, for an example, you know, like anyone, they're always evolving.
yes, indeed, indeed. Um, yes, indeed. Um, I definitely feel you on that. Like, um, what I really have to add to that, to be honest with you.
I don't know
Um,
either.
but like, many people like kind of I don't know. I think like many people like there's like many different, not many different types of not, but there's many different like um ways I think a person can like be like live, right, and stuff like that. And um it's almost like nomadic in the way that like kind of certain like also because I actually go the same way. Like I moved around a lot too, you know, mostly in Canada though. But it's like you know similar situation where you always have to make new friends. You always have to do like like I always have to like do new things if you want, you know, whatever this or that or you know. Um, so you really kind of create like an amalgamated like a consolidated sorry more like identity around like everywhere that you've kind of like been and everything like that. Um, you know, and that's kind of I would say like for instance, like when I went to like Puerto Rico and stuff growing up as a kid, like my grandparents kept me on a cruise. I was like 12 or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, cruise, whatever, like all over Latin America. So like Puerto Rico, Mexico, Colombia, you know, things like that. Um, so like kind of like growing up and then like, you know, like experiencing that culture, then realizing like it's almost nearly identical to Caribbean culture in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
Um, or um,
Yeah, I realized that too. Like with a lot of, I guess ethnic, is that the word you would call it? Like
I will call
ethnic?
it I will call it a European um
No,
non
I'm not talking about
continental European.
Europeans, like everything which is not white, you know?
True. That's like
Like that's ethnic. I don't know what else I would call it, like ethnic people or like ethnic cultures.
um that's a problem too. Let's talk about that. Why is everything that's not white called like a different thing? Like what's that? What like
Wait, but what I was gonna say was
maybe like
that
us versus them, like where the line is drawn, like like white and non-white. But
I
yes,
don't
what are
know.
we gonna
Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is
um,
that yeah, even when you travel a lot, like say I go to Asia and then I go to South America and then I go to Africa, a lot of our like ways of thinking are very similar and the cultures are similar, even though everything is very different. But then suddenly, when it's the West, it's like a whole different mindset. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
true, true. Yeah, man. Like mm, yeah, and you can even see in the like architecture and um
Yeah. But I mean, just like way of life, like the things that we grew up with, or like the I don't know, the emotions, the situations, all of that, I feel like we would be able to connect, or like even like parental stuff, we can like connect on that, while a lot of people in the West like won't even understand the concept of like a strict parent. Or
yeah,
like,
yeah,
like just small shit like that, but that's just like a super basic example. But I mean like in general, like our societal, like how people live
mm,
together.
I'll tell you.
And I don't know if it's like that in, you said you were from Jamaica, like or origins.
Yeah, yeah, Jamaica and yeah,
Yeah, but like I don't know if it's like the same, but if it is, wait, no, my sentence is fucked. I don't know if it's the same. But
yeah,
in Malaysia or like in Asia in general, everyone is very hospitable towards each other. Like there's a real sense of like, yeah, help your neighbor. But when you come to Paris or like Germany or France, it's like
yeah.
you don't even want to look at each other. It's like don't fucking look me in the eyes, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
don't
it's
even
very
ask me
there's no
for two
trust of like
cents.
other humans, other people.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
I don't know.
maybe that's what's different because I find that very much so. You also like, especially like here in Canada too. It's very much like yeah, you should people kind of expect each other to have each other like sorted a certain way, and it's not like people don't help each other. That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like most Canadians walk around thinking like, okay, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. I don't know if
Mhm.
it's the same in like America or whatever. I mean, it's quite, America's funny enough, very different in those ways, especially socially. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like you just, when I was in the UK, yeah, definitely like that. Like, there's just people just be like, "Oh, this is my place." Like,
Okay, I think
but
like
in Jamaica, it's like Jamaica's like every guy who can cook. Like, I don't know, like any guy who can cook,
yeah.
the stall and then just like sell whatever they cook. And it's like, I am like kind of like enough to make money, do this, do that. But
Mhm.
for instance, there's places like the place I think that we're all in, most like Western countries, you need to have like a license or some sort of like thing to like to do that.
Yeah.
Or like and it's not even based on quality; it's more based on money. So it's not like you pay the licensing thing, then they go and check out your food and see if like you cook nice and wash your hands and do all
Yeah,
that.
like
Yeah,
street food and stuff.
yeah, exactly. Like
I miss it so much. Like I just
they're
miss
not
like
checking the hot dog man to see if they like
yeah.
McDonald's. They have to like McDonald's, bro. You have to like have maybe like every 30 minutes you have to like change and make sure it's fresh. So
Hmm.
um they're not doing that over there, like the hot dog place or whatever, things like that. So
Yeah.
like what's the point of really paying like a license fee? So there's a lot of things like licenses that work in like similar ways, or things like that work in similar ways. So I think kind of even keep capitalism from being like capitalism and everything. Not really much of a capitalist. Like I'm a lot more anarchist to be honest, but that's like kind of a thing I always saw. But
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, it's a bit of a tangent, but yeah.
I don't know. There's like so many differences actually. Like you don't really think about it unless you like really start talking about it and you realize like how different the people are in the West versus the East.
Yeah.
But I think also everything is situational. Like obviously you can't generalize. I am generalizing, but obviously in day-to-day life you'll find like
So
amazing people in
generalize
every
and then
country.
get more specific. So yeah, you're doing
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. So, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about.
Yeah, same here, same here. Um,
It's your podcast.
I know, right? I know, yeah. I should be like, but yeah. Um,
Yeah, but it was also like quite last minute. It was just like when you could. So I understand.
yeah.
No
Yeah,
worries.
I gotta like go in like 10 minutes. I gotta go to work. Like,
Okay.
but
Do you
definitely,
have any other things that you want to ask before you
yeah,
leave?
you share me anything. um, yeah, so yeah, basically, um, I would just say, God, do you hear that?
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, it's a trolley. That's not, I know, trolley. But yeah, um, okay. Um,
For what?
basically, um, I was gonna ask, where do you think like the future of like the world, like the East, Africa, but I would even call it the global South,
Oh,
so like that includes
I
like where so like well, all the way back around. But yes, like where do you think like the future for like youth, like people around our age from those places lie? Like, will it really be like in Western countries, staying there, being there? Will any of us like go back home? Like, would you ever go back to Malaysia and kind of live? Like, I would go back
yeah.
not to Jamaica, but to Grenada, where my mom is from, or whatever, and live. Also, things like that. So, like, where would people kind of like? Where's the future for Gen? What do you call them, Gen Z or like
Gen Z slash millennials, I guess.
millennials or um,
Um, well, yeah, I actually have like a strong opinion on this, I think.
well, Gen
I
Z.
think
I'm not millennial. I'm not technically like
I'm
90.
like on the cusp. Well, I'm a Gen Z, but I'm literally like 1 year. Like if I was 1 year older, I'd be a millennial.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
96, the cutoff date. I'm 97. Um,
The fuck, your same age as me. That's wild. 97.
yeah.
You're like, yo, Cardi's the same age as us, 97.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we are both walking around like I'm probably same height, same like mentality, same money, same everything as Playboy Cardi, bro. Like,
For real. Oh
yeah.
my God. Wait, I lost my like train of thought.
Sorry. Yeah. I'm a jokes be doing that.
Right. I was gonna say you said the drugs be doing that.
The drugs, yes. Where's my weed? The weed be doing
Yeah. Causes fucking memory loss.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I really think that the future is in the East. Like, if you look at, okay, China, yeah, it's like a communist country, whatever. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. Whatever. But if you look at their technology and the things that they're bringing to this world, like, they're millions and millions, okay, not millions, hundreds of years in
Thousands, hundreds of
advance.
thousands. Yes.
like in advance to even Paris. Like there are Chinese tourists who come to Paris and they're like, y'all are living like fucking cavemen. Like what is this? Like you don't even have like you can't go in the metro with your phone, you know? Like just
Yeah.
small things, just
That's
simple
really funny.
things that would be so easy for the West to just change. Like I don't understand why France is
I
so
feel like they're
behind.
almost designing differently though, because like even like like for that um I find like in China they're more like designing based off of like ease of use and like practicality, pragmatic. Like,
Exactly.
you should be able to like pay for like food and like
You should be able
something
to do
different.
anything with your with a fucking snap of your finger, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But and that's like
Um,
developing, like yeah, okay, Malaysia, Southeast Asia, all of that were like
and I
kind
think
of
that in the West
low.
though, it's like because maybe profit maybe gets in the way, so people are more like they're like, yeah, but how much money would it cost before they even think about like putting metro in the Paris subway or whatever, or even just like,
Yeah.
okay, like, but we'd have to put the wires and do all the things and the Wi-Fi and
But that's
all the
normal.
everything
That's
like
how
that.
you
It's like you could
develop
literally
a
just put it on
fucking
the
city.
you could literally just put it on the train. You could just put it on the train and then just put a Wi-Fi router on each train. So then
Yeah,
the thing is like,
literally.
I feel the Chinese would be like, okay, if I want to do it, then this is like how I do it. I just put the Wi-Fi on the train or whatever like that.
Yeah.
People in the West would be more. The conversation would just actually get stopped, sorry, not stopped, my bad, but get like bogged down, like and the whole like yeah, but like how would we how would that how would that like who's gonna do it,
Yeah.
you know, instead of like just kind of doing it the way that it
Yeah,
that's
true.
to be done.
I don't
Um,
know. I definitely think
yes,
that we're
maybe it's
like
not money, but yeah,
I'm definitely gonna move back to Malaysia one day, like when it's as developed or perhaps more developed than any city in the West, and there's like an actual market there to do like fashion, like all of those. I mean, there is definitely a market in Asia for fashion, but it's like a niche and it's not everyone. So whenever things are like good, I definitely want to move back. It's such an easy way of life. Everything is cheap, food is cheap. It's always sunny. Like why? The only reason I'm in Europe is because like it's better to be here now.
what do you mean by like, well, actually I won't ask the question that way, but um what actually makes things like better like or nicer in Europe than compared to like back to like anywhere else, like or any of the other places you've been, I
If
guess.
I like directly compare Malaysia and France, first like Paris, obviously it's so easy, like everything is connected, there's the metro, all that shit. And also it's way smaller, so it is easier. It's just easier to get around. The only downside I have, like if I were to move back to Malaysia, is just that it's still developing. Like it is pretty far off compared to like other, it's not a third world country, it's not a second
Yeah.
world country, you know. It's like developing into a first world country. And
So
the
that
only thing
were
is just that there's not enough traction there yet. Like once the city is like really booming, I feel like a lot of people will move around.
cool.
Yeah. So that's like one of the main differences. And also the culture, just like how people are. The French are the French. Um I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like even the French complain every day. Every time I'm like, yeah, I don't like the French people in Paris, and they're like, yeah, I don't like the French people in Paris either. I'm like, bro, you're French. Like, what are you
Yeah,
saying?
like they are the French people in Paris, so yeah,
Yeah. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't know, just the atmosphere is a bit like different and not in like a beneficial way,
yeah.
like in a negative way.
I actually kind of want to go to Paris for a while, so I was wondering like, yeah, but I kind of see what you mean. That kind of bothers me about Toronto too. The
Yeah.
suffocating, oppressive type of.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
it's like, okay, you could be in a suffocating, depressive city like London. I feel like obviously it's very gray. It's just as gray as any other place in Europe, and
that's it. That's,
it's like compact and all of that, but the people are so friendly. Like you can say hi to anyone in the street, they'll say hi with a smile. If you say someone like, okay, yeah, you can say hi to people in the street in Paris, but like 90% of them won't answer. They'll just look at you dirty, you know?
yeah, yeah,
So it's just like you make the people make the city, and I don't know, there's like a lack here. But it's not everywhere in Europe. It's just like some places in Paris. I don't know. There's like a vibe here which is like a negative vibe.
Right. Sounds like negativity is kind of like preferred in certain cities, but I was thinking like that's just a big city thing, but maybe it's like
I don't
um
think it's like that everywhere.
yeah, but I don't know. You can always make the grass a little a little bit greener where you are in a
Yeah.
way, but um it's kind of like how would you like think about it like how, for me I guess like how do you make Torontonians would be like mm, less fearful like and afraid and like angry I guess like Toronto's
Yeah.
really angry that's kind of like their thing is like but it's more of like a low boiling type of anger. It's not like the type of anger where it's like everybody's like fighting each other and yelling at each other
Yeah.
or whatever. It's just more like kind of like
Like a
waiting,
disdain
like
a
waiting.
disdain for people. Like people just don't want to be around other people or whatever.
Yeah, and then yeah, but then there's people who will be around other people, then like look at people that aren't around other people and be like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
around people. It's like this constant like scrapping type of thing. So it's almost like I don't know, how do I get Torontonians to not be so like confrontive, I guess. And
Yeah,
then
I don't know,
like
cause
how do I
like
get Parisians to be nicer, accepting of newer people, like like warmer? I don't know.
yeah. I don't know, that's such a difficult question to answer because it's like how is one person gonna like change the minds of a million?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to something like so
I mean, you're not gonna change the world, but
yeah.
you can change a few minds.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
don't know, I think it'll get better like as our generation progresses and the new like the people younger than us, like people who are like what, like 15 or even 12 now. I think the mentality of everyone is changing. Like everyone wants to be a better person.
true.
So I just hope that it goes that way. Because at the end of the day, like you
Yeah,
can say all these things and you can try your best, but like if everyone isn't trying, how much can you really do?
yeah, yeah, facts. Well,
I don't know. I feel like that was kind of
like
like
a,
broad,
feel like
like
a
kind of like vague.
yeah.
But I don't know what else to
I feel
say.
like a LoJack comic now, like off of that.
I don't know what that is.
LoJack, okay, I'll send you a LoJack comic.
Oh, okay.
That's like see, I have
Yeah.
no idea what it is. I don't know. Um, yeah. Uh,
Do you have to go to work?
yeah.
Okay. I won't keep you any longer. Bye.
I do that for. I was like, but yeah. Yo, thank you so much, Bosh
Of
Sharman.
course, no problem.
Yeah.
It was nice talking.
We were talking to a modelist modelist actress, fashion designer, NASA astronaut, Sharby, Amras Becker, the
All
Sharby
around
Beckers,
amazing person.
yeah, all around, um, uh,
Bad bitch.
all around, good human, bad bitch. Um, you know, um, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, and if you ever want to talk again, let me know because I know today was like quite like rushed.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Sure. I'll let you know, hit you up.
I
Yeah,
have a good time at
let's talk to you for no
work.
reason. You're kind of cool. So,
Bye.